Hello, 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 everyone. This is Cerebral Snaps, and I am here today to talk about JOMO. But first, let me apologize to our followers and everyone who supports Jaw's Coffee Chat's team. I want to say I apologize for the study not getting off to a good kickoff start because first week was technical issues. The second week was due to um, a tornado. So I am posting this apology first to say I apologize, and then to give you kind of an overview of the joy of missing out and what you can discover in the book so that you can enjoy um, the benefits of reading this book, what you can get out of the book. So her first chapter is called the introduction. In the introduction, she titles it Overwhelm. So the reason why she titles it Overwhelm is because, like many, a lot of people are overwhelmed with their lives, not happy with their lives, and just they feel overwhelmed. And so I like her definition of overwhelmed, where it says, overwhelmed isn't having too much to do, it is not knowing where to start. And I know we, as people who have mental disabilities and we struggle with just the day to day, sometimes we can feel overwhelmed in our life. And so, and this is even, just for people that may not have a diagnosis as well. And so, like for her example in the book says, um, I'm going to read her example. It was a beautiful spring morning, but she was too busy to notice the trees beginning to bud or the clear blue sky. She was on a mission. She already ran she already ran the elementary school carpool and was doing her best to keep it all together. And then I'm just going to skip down to the bottom, and she says, finally, when she opened her car door and sank into the driver's seat, ready to start her day after her morning rush, she remembered standing in the middle of her kitchen and mentally running through all the tasks she needed to do. She took a step forward, my laundry room, and then she stopped. No, not laundry. Then she took another step forward. My computer, I should get to work. No, not that either. She couldn't decide what she wanted to do first. She literally turned around in circles several times, feeling overwhelmed, making, and then she became lightheaded and just crumbled in a heap on the floor and started crying for a full 15 minutes because she couldn't decide what she wanted to do first. And so, you know, sometimes when we go through life, we get overwhelmed with life in general and what we want to do. And so you need to just, that's when I say it's time to restructure. Because if your life is making you overwhelmed, then it's definitely time that you sit back and restructure your life. And so she also says, she she quotes, so you believe success has been the has defined you believe that success is defined by what you do and not who you are. And success is not defined by what you do, it's defined by who you are. And then she says there's a huge difference between being busy and being productive. So, and I know a lot of times when we're going through our mental health journey, even for me, um, I stay home, I take care of children, and just dealing with the people in life can sometimes overwhelm me. And so that's when I take a step back and say, okay, what's not working in my system? And so we'll get to that a little later when we talk about the systems. So when we try to do too much, we overfill our plates with a multitude of tiny tasks and chores. We have a checklist that has hundreds of things on it, but when we slip in bed at night and our heads hit the pillows, we think, why didn't I get more done? So if your checklist is you feel that you're not getting what you want accomplished, then maybe the wrong things are on your checklist. We feel unsatisfied, unsuccessful, unhappy, and even though we had a busy day all the day long, we're still sad. So are we chasing busy? We have to stop the glorification of busy. When we need to change our mind, and that starts with changing our mindset and redefining what it means to be productive. We need to stop trying to get more done and instead reset our focus on our priorities. When we do that, our ideal selves can become our real everyday lives. And then there are some people who kind of they hide from their children. Oh, I'm going to go sit in the closet. I'm going to go hide under the covers just because they can feel overwhelmed by what they're going through. Everybody has their place. I'm going to lock myself in the room. Everybody has the way that they deal with life when it becomes too overwhelming and too hard to deal with. So that's why productivity may have failed us in the past. It's the struggle to make your life fit into the systems. The systems of your kid needs to be in a sport. The systems where society says your kids need to go to school. Do they really? You can homeschool. What are the systems in your life that the world has created that you just go along with that you didn't create? And so what we're going to do in the course of this series, as we go through this book, we're going to make our own custom design of our own system and create our own priorities in life and have the system work for us in all areas of life. And that starts with not chasing busy, but being productive. And so productivity is not about doing more. It's about doing what matters most to you. So what matters most to you? And so she gives what is called her Live Well method. And in this book, we'll go through the Live Well method. It has several steps. And so if you don't know the true you or who you really are inside, I feel like you should take this journey so that you can pursue who you truly are and let your true self blossom and not trying to fit in the bubble of have-tos. And I mean, she's gotten into situations, she will tell you she's gotten into situations where, she was a business owner and she didn't like what she was doing. So she just up and stopped because it was so overwhelming for her. And she said, we're going to pursue a new path. I think she has several kids, and she said, we're going to have to make do for a minute and downsize just so that we can build up, So don't think that she hasn't been through the struggle. And I've had struggles of my own that I've been through, and I know that this method has helped me as well. Just to get house in order is what I call it. And so, and it really helped me benefit and be successful as far as who I am and where I want to be. And so let's unpack each of these steps together. So she has a 4-step process in the Live Well method. Step 1 is discovery. Because you are the center of your system, not the world, then we will work together to discover your unique purpose and identify the priorities in your life. And then step 2 is clarity. Using what you discovered in step 1, we will learn how to choose the projects and tasks that will have the most impact on our goals and priorities. And then step 3 is simplicity. We will work together to simplify the systems and designs personalized to us to process both the work and home life run with effort. And lastly, harmony. Now that you have discovered your purpose, clarified what's important to you, and built a solid foundation of simplified systems to help things run smoothly, we will work to pull it all together and create harmony so that you can begin living the life you love. It may seem daunting, but let's be honest. What's written in these chapters isn't rocket science. Everybody should be able to do this. And so, that life you've been dreaming about, let's just sit back and think about that ideal life for a moment. The one you visit in your dreams, and the one when you have a spare moment to breathe, maybe in the shower or waiting in line for your morning coffee, just pops up in your mind. So we're going to go through this dream, and then I want you to answer these questions about this dream. What's missing in this daydream? The feeling of being stretched too thin? Are you missing the hectic pace or the heavy weight of obligations where you have to say yes to something and you feel guilty if you say no? Like, is that what's missing in that ideal life for you? There's joy in these missing pieces. There's happiness nestled there, waiting to be had. Let's go get that. Let's work together to make your ideal life a reality. So, just as a side note, I'm going to share a bit of my story, and that a lot of things that I went through as a mentally diagnosed person was I went from not being able to walk to being able to walk. And so, with that being said, I am grateful because I went through a lot, but I also learned a lot in the struggle. And so however you ended up with your mental diagnosis, or even if you don't have a mental diagnosis and you find these videos productive, I want to say that this journey of who you are and where you want to be is possible. Everything is possible. So don't ever think it's not. Another thing that I want to say is that I think Tonya gives you homework in The Joy of Missing Out, the book The Joy of Missing Out. It says, I'll be with you every step. In fact, to help you even more, she's created an email companion series. And so she's provided extra activities. I will not be sharing those extra activities on here. If you want those extra activities to work through the process while watching these YouTube videos, you can go to joyofmissingout.com/email and sign up, and she will send you the information that follows this particular book from her website. I definitely find the handouts pretty great. She has, this is kind of what they look like. So, in the introduction, Overwhelm, she has quotes which says, productivity is not about doing more. It's about doing what's most important. Overwhelm isn't having too much to do. It's not knowing where to start. And we hide behind our busy days and our long list we peek out and see that there's a richer life available, but we don't feel entitled to it. Maybe that's what I'm going to go over that quote. And then we have to stop the glorification of busy. And so let's go back to that quote. We don't feel entitled to good things. So there are times where we may not feel like we deserve to have good things, or, we may feel like good things don't come our way, or there's always disasters. And I always say that there is hope. There's always hope. And don't ever feel like you're not entitled to the life that you want, because if those desires are in your heart, that means that they were put there for a reason. Key takeaways. We often feel the pressure to busy. We often feel pressure to be busy, but we need to ask ourselves if we are filling our days with the things that matter, or when we center in on what matters most, we can feel more satisfied with how we spend our time. So along with this PDF that she gives you, like I said, some of her resources are, you'll get the resources when you put in your email address on her website. But I will say that along with the resources that she gives you, I also give personal homework to the people that I mentor. So one of the homework assignments that I give in this particular chapter is to write down your ideal life. If you don't know what you want your ideal life to look like, go get magazines, cut it out, do whatever you need to do to say, this is what I want my ideal life to look like. You can make it big, you can make it small. And then I also have a follow-up assignment with that I do ask them to bring back to me. And then sometimes when people get the blank slate of the ideal life, they don't know what to put on it. So I always say start small. And so my homework assignment is to bring me back your ideal day. What does that ideal day look like? For me, it's definitely, I love the season winter. So my ideal day is winter season, sitting by the fireplace, drinking hot chocolate, and relaxing with a good book, or maybe working on a book because I like to write. So definitely go and do your ideal day. I always say, if you don't have a day planned for you, then create your own. If you are disabled and you have a hard time planning your day, then let's start planning your day ahead of time. I believe it's said that before you go to bed every night, water your tank so that in the morning you'll know what to do. So make sure you give yourself something to do the night before, and then work to do that. Also, if you want to hear me speak live, I will be speaking in Kansas City at the Think, Speak, Do conference, and I will leave that in the link below. So just let me know if you would like, so you can sign up there to come see me speak about how we should use our tongue for uplifting people, and how speaking things into existence can make a difference in your walk and where you're headed. Alrighty, this is Cerebral Snaps. I hope to see you all next week. This is my overview of, well, not my overview, but in the introduction to Joy of Missing Out. It is a very great book, and you will find your purpose if you don't know what your purpose is. So I hope you join in and sign up in the meetup to come work through the study with me. It's Mondays at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hope to see you there.